right, everyone, welcome in. We're gonna jump straight into it with Dean here, okay? So just a reminder, raise your hand and we'll get around to you. Carol Walton, let's kick off with you.
Dean, your guys faced a little bit more adversity than they've seen this season with Vargas and with the early goals. How did they respond? What did you think?
They responded well in the second half, but that's the first half of the game really where we haven't had as much control as I would like. The game was for the first 30 minutes end to end. It was like a basketball game. You normally get that towards the end of a game. So I thought the rest defence from both teams was pretty poor, to be honest, and it became a game of transitions. But disappointed because we conceded really two poor goals. We never made contact with them in our 6-yard box, and they've had 2 free headers to score. So disappointing from that. But there's things that led up to the goal what I'm really disappointed with as well.
And Vargas's injury, how severe is it?
I don't know at the moment, Carol. I think it looked like to me like he'd rolled his ankle, but I don't know. Maybe you saw better on the TV screen than the one we had.
It looked bad, and then when he got up and tested it, not so bad. So,
Yeah. Well, we'll let the medical guys look at it and we'll see from there. Okay,
one more question just about the Ajiman non-call. What can you say about that?
Which one?
Well, one was the yellow, right? That didn't get a red, and then the second one he gets pushed down in the box. It looked like.
Well, there was one in the first half as well, which led to their first goal, where he gets brought down on the edge of their penalty box. For whatever reason, the officials didn't deem it a free kick, and then they play a long ball over the top, and the lad's offside. But I don't know whether VAR have gone back to have a look at that or not, but obviously not, because the goal was given. And listen, maybe my interpretation's a little bit different, but that's a stonewall penalty. I can't see any reason why it wasn't given in the second half. And I also don't know why the red card wasn't issued for a denial of a goal scoring opportunity, because he took a touch past the lad, he was clean through. The lad to the left of him was never going to get round on cover. So yeah, some really, really freakish calls, which was disappointing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sam Spencer.
Coach, sorry about the result. You said that the 2 goals in the first half were poor. Are those, even with like Sam Surge's Premier League quality, those are just nothing compared to the one last week?
No, the disappointment in the actual goal was as soon as the ball's gone wide, we probably don't get out quick enough to stop the cross. But then we'd spoken about it and worked on, let's make contact in the penalty box if a cross comes in, so they don't get a running jump. And their lads got a running jump and got a free header. So the second one, the same. We never got close enough to stop the cross, and the lads got a jump over. I think it was Addy and another free header.
And secondly, in addition to the non-calls on when Patrick was fouled, it seemed like this was a really rough match tonight. The referees could have called a couple more fouls in this one. Is it time to bring the real referees back?
Well, I don't think. I have no idea, because I don't know what the referees were like before, but. I don't like criticising officials, but I didn't think he had one of his best games tonight, that's for sure.
Thank you, Coach. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Steve Goldberg.
Hey, Dean. As the calls went, I thought the referee was letting them play. There was the foul on Mukhtar that he didn't call, which, obviously all of Nashville would have called that one. But yeah, it goes both ways. The penalty, anyone not wearing yellow, I think, would have thought that would have been a valid call. With that, on the 2 crosses, because they were able to play the ball wide nicely. Sturridge was able to get between them, and again, that's what you had mentioned. It looked also to me like they didn't close down the cross quick enough. On the second one, Mule, he just beat him in the air. He did not put the body on him, like you said you wanted to talk to. And you said that's something that you work on in training, is just getting physical to keep them from getting a clean touch on the ball.
But it's not just, it's as they're actually running into the box. If you actually make contact, it slows their run down so they don't get a running jump on you. And that was the problem, certainly for the first goal.
And with that, I mean, this was a tough game. It was up and down. Again, it's, the chances not taken. What's your assessment on Patrick's play overall in this match?
I thought he caused them problems. I mean, he should have had a free kick on the edge of the box. He should have had a penalty, and he should have made the centre back have a red card. So if you put them all together, you'd say actually he's actually done all right tonight and caused them problems. Yeah, he had a chance in the first 5 or 10 minutes where he got the other side of them, and I thought the pass to Scott Arfield was probably the better choice than the shot. And sometimes he got into really good areas and just never quite got his shot away or his touch. And he was unfortunate with a header as well from across, which would have made it 2-2. So Patrick was involved in a lot of the good things that happened for us today. Unfortunately, in my opinion, the officials got some real wrong calls on him as well.
And I'd like to get your assessment of Jere Juronen's game. I thought he played well. His movement, throughout from the outside in, he had 3-4 touches on the play that created the goal.
He did. I thought he linked up really well. Unfortunately, when you give up a 2-goal lead, you end up chasing the game a little bit, and we had to do that and play him and Nathan a little bit higher and take a few more risks. But I thought the system change, when we brought Junior on, certainly helps. He done really well for the goal. But I thought his second half performance was good as well.
Yeah, and now you're going to be missing Jere for international duty. It's going to be the first time that you're not going to have your back four together there. Is that a problem, or do you feel you have the players who can fill that space?
No, we've got players who can play there. And we'll look back at the game and reflect on it and decide how we play next week against Columbus.
Great, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you,
Nick Finelli.
Thanks. Hey, Coach.
Hi.
You talked last week about having subs be sparks. You even said tonight you felt like you responded well in the second half. Do you feel like your substitutes gave you the spark you wanted?
I think the subs coming on, but also I think the change of system helped us. So putting Junior on, changing the system, and going 3 midfield, and with Westy as the single 6, I thought that helped us. It stopped them building. I thought we never got close enough to their centre backs to stop them building. I thought we did that in the second half.
And then can you talk a little bit about Jabril's play tonight, his first time with the club?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's come from Europe like me, so he'll probably be as perplexed as I am to see how he got a yellow card when he got a header on goal. And it was a good header. I thought he receives the ball really well. He makes really good runs. I think he's a really good player, and I think he'll get better and better.
All right, and then lastly, how did you prepare the team for Nashville's counters? Because they seem to have like a quick kind of burst of these counter plays. What do you do to stop that? You did pretty well.
As I said in the first half, I thought the first 30 minutes, both teams' rest defence was really poor. There was transitions galore where people could go and break on. One team would break and then their team would break. And that's something I've been really pleased with over the first 3 games, but for whatever reason tonight that was lacking. And as I say, I think once the emotions have calmed down, we can reflect on that on Monday and talk about it and find out what the players were thinking at that time.
All right, thank you. Have a
Thank
safe
you.
trip.
Thank you.
Okay, Kara and then Caleb to finish.
Hi, Coach. Sorry about the loss tonight. 2 of Nashville's most dangerous players, Hani Mukhtar and Jacob Schaffelberg, were kept to a minimum of production tonight. Who did well from the Crown to limit those opportunities?
I think we did well as a team in moments, but as I say, I just felt for the first 30 minutes we lacked control of the game. I don't think either team had much control. It was a game of transitions. So it was really hard to. I thought Jibril for his first game, protected the 2 centre halves in front. especially where, you know, Mukhtar likes to come into them areas. I thought he covered them areas really well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Caleb, last one.
Hey, just one from me, Coach. You guys have been on an away game stretch for 3 games now. How excited are you about coming back home and playing for the fans again?
No, I'm really looking forward to it. It was great to see so many there today, and I'm really disappointed that I believe some decisions have gone the wrong way for us today, which, you know, would have sent them home happy. But really looking forward now to getting back to our stadium.
Great. Thanks so much. Have a safe flight back.
Cheers. Thank you.
All right, wrap up there. Thanks, everyone.